Hey, howdy do. I'm back with another drawing video, and in this one we're actually going to be talking about why it's important to draw for fun. Now, a quick welcome to anybody who's actually showing up from this video because of a video that Lemi was uploading about a similar drawing, not necessarily a similar topic probably, because we both kind of just decided to do our own thing for the commentary. But we're both drawing Sailor Moon, so if you're here from that video, say hello in the comments. I'll be saying hello back. We want to make sure that y'all are welcome. We have snacks, we have treats. Hope you enjoy the video. All right, so why is drawing for fun important? I'm kind of just going to give you like my own personal experience with drawing, just kind of as context. You know, this might not be everybody's experience, but it's mine. I feel like I'm the kind of person who's very competitive, not with other people, but more with myself. So for example, in a sport, I don't really care about winning, but I have a mental expectation of myself to be like, well, you don't have to win, but if you give them a hard time, then that's close enough. And I feel like it's kind of that way with drawing too. You know, I'm never really out to compete against other people, but I'm always constantly competing against myself. And what I mean by that is, whenever I'm coming up with an idea for a drawing in my head, if it's something that's very simple and straightforward, I actually do end up chucking it most of the time because I'm like, boring. And I do tend to have a bad habit of, if something is easy, I find it really boring and I don't try. But if something's very complicated or challenging, that's kind of what catches my interest, because I'm like, hey, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm gonna try. And that, you know, the not knowing if I can do it or not is actually where the inherent entertainment comes from for me. So with drawing, whenever I'm kind of brainstorming in my mind, I usually come up with an idea and it's very simple and boring, so I'll scrap it. And then I come up with another idea that I'm just thinking in my head, dude, there's no way I can actually draw something like this. This is like way beyond my skill set. And 9 times out of 10, that tends to be what I end up choosing, because I just think it's interesting. You have a goal that you feel like is harder to accomplish than what you can feasibly do, but I still want to try. And, you know, if I fall short, I still feel like I grew as a person just because, you know, I tried to challenge. And if I do actually succeed, I'm just like, oh yeah, we did it. We overcame that obstacle that we thought we couldn't do. Let's do it again. But yeah, I've just always found art fun in that regard, just because it's something that, you know, no one's ever going to figure everything out about it. You know, everyone has a different art style. Everyone has a different way of drawing. And, you know, I just think it's interesting, the fact that we'll never know everything about it, no matter how much time we spend working on it. That's what keeps it interesting to me. So, you know, challenge-wise, I like making challenges for myself to see if I can overcome them, because I feel like it'll just help me grow as an artist. And it's always fun because, you know, you get that sense of self-accomplishment. You pat yourself on the back and you're like, you did it. Congratulations. But that ends up being a double-edged sword as well, just because you end up coming up with pieces that are very high stress over and over again consistently, and sometimes that backfires, you know. I know that a lot of people tend to deal with burnout for one reason or another, but sometimes in my case it just ends up being like I don't know if I can handle working on pieces that are as ambitious as the last one over and over again. So I feel like sometimes I got to take a step back, just relax, not worry about, you know, making the next super ambitious piece. It's like when I'm feeling up for it, I'll tackle it again. But until then, I need to work on something that's, you know, just stupid. And that's where I feel like the advantages of drawing for fun come into play, and that's where we're getting started. Now let's actually talk about some of the advantages of drawing for fun. And by that I mean, you know, draw things for yourself. I'm pretty sure that most of the people who watch these videos either do art or post art online, or both. But it is nice to kind of have the reminder of, hey, not everything you draw has to be posted on the internet. And I think that that's actually a good thing. You know, it gives you time to actually practice those things that you want to work on that you're maybe not 100% comfortable with. So if you feel like you suck at backgrounds, you can work on backgrounds. If you suck at character art or animal art or whatever, you know, you can practice that. And, you know, it eliminates some of the pressure from that. You can just draw for the sake of having fun and actually improving at it. And, you know, it helps reduce some of the stress from art. Because as crazy as it sounds, art is actually therapeutic sometimes. But I find that this is actually really important. It's not just a soft suggestion that I'll give myself, like, hey, yeah, draw for fun. It's like, no, make sure that you inject a healthy balance of enjoying what you're doing into your artwork. And, that makes it sound like I hate what I'm working on all the time. I promise that's not the case. Because, with art, I try to find a balance between it being challenging and it being fun. Sometimes it leans a bit more to one side or the other. But when I can feel that my brain's just mentally had it and it's not there anymore and it can't problem solve to work on drawing anymore, I usually draw stuff that's pretty stupid. And I'll put it on the screen if I can actually find some stuff. I just find that this kind of stuff is just super fun to do. And I usually like these drawings more than the stuff that I generally tend to work on. But if you're feeling like you can't work on something that's high stakes or high pressure, it is interesting to actually switch things up. So you can work on things that you're maybe less good at, or you can try drawing things that you don't usually draw. This is usually when I actually work on story stuff. So if I'm working on a manga or something, I'll brainstorm, maybe do some concept art for that. I find that that's super fun to do. Or just draw literally stupid random prompts just because. And it's actually really good because you'll try something new. You try things that you don't usually do. And sometimes you actually end up discovering something that's really useful. So, for example, I do a lot of painterly illustrations, as I'm sure you guys know by now. And I actually switched the brush that I use, which is like my main brush for everything. I used to use the soft brush and the hard brush for everything. And then I found the hard round pressure and opacity brush. And, I found out that this brush was actually better for my workflow in regards to painting, just because it's pressure sensitive to the size of the brush, but it's also pressure sensitive to the opacity of the brush. So, the harder you press, the darker the color gets. The lighter you press, the more subtle the color is, which is a lot easier for painting just because you don't manually need to mix every single color. I actually learned about a major improvement and change in my workflow because I was messing around. I was just like, derp, 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 don't use my normal brushes, use something else. And because I took the time to actually mess around with those brushes, I found one that was actually a lot better and a lot more helpful. So, sometimes you'll actually pick up things from drawing for fun that actually help you in the grand scheme of things. And yeah. So anyway, that's kind of my rant about why it's important to draw for fun. I just think that everyone should try to find a balance between, drawing stuff that's challenging and personally meaningful to you, and also just drawing for fun and having it be low stakes. I feel like it's important, it prevents you from burning out. If you give yourself enough of a cool down, you won't burn out. You won't hate drawing forever, and it actually gives you a chance to learn something new. It doesn't always need to be the final boss for every single drawing. Sometimes you can just have those fun casual rounds. You could be a stacked as fuck level 99 character taking on those level 1 plebs. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you something interesting to think about. I don't usually do topic videos like this, but hey, I thought this was a lot of fun to work on, so I might actually start doing more of these. But if you have any thoughts about what I was talking about, drawing for fun, just how you see it or what you thought about during the video, I would actually love to hear about it in the comments. I'll be reading them. I'll be reading all of them, and I will be aggressively replying to a lot of them. So if you guys have something to say, I would actually love to hear about it. But yeah, drawing for fun is good. You should do it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Hope you guys enjoyed the video, because there's actually a part 2 to this. Now, the part 2 isn't made by me. It's actually made by Lemi. I'll actually be linking the video here. So if you want to go ahead and watch that, the link's over here. You should click it. You should watch it. It's good stuff. It's good art. She draw real good. You could see from the thumbnail. Just look at that. Look at that crisp thumbnail. Doesn't that look cool?